Untoten. A map that I feel like this series wouldn't be possible without, realistically. Um, and the title of the video is Untoten is necessary, and that doesn't mean it's bad. Please don't misinterpret that, like, by any stretch of it. I love this map. If you've made it this far in the series, then you know that I love me some small maps. And this is no different. But when I say small for this map, it feels more arcadey, you know? Like, there's not a ton of things to do, there's only a couple doors, and it just, the look of it and the feel of it is very new. Not in the sense of I've never seen it before, because I have in multiple iterations, including Roblox. But it's new because it's so different. It stands alone and it stands the test of time. Surprisingly. No, this thing, without this map, we wouldn't have any of it. And this map, if you don't know, if you weren't playing zombies back then you wouldn't know this. But if you have, then you were fully aware that when they dropped World at War, there was no mention in the marketing about this mode. There was no hints, there was no relevance to it. They just marketed it as another World War II Call of Duty game. And no one found out about zombies until they beat the campaign. Because I felt it super necessary to have the intro of it right there in the beginning. Because how could I not, you know? But that's where it all started. For a lot of people, the second you beat the campaign, that's what you see. And you're just lunged into this new kind of terror. Like, if I could go back to the first time that happened to me, granted that's not how I experienced zombies for the first time. My first experience with zombies was Untoten on Black Ops 1 at one of my sister's friends' houses. But I didn't know it was in World at War because they had the Resurrection Pack, and I assumed all the stuff I'd ever heard about zombies was from that. So when I got World at War on my 360 and I beat the campaign, the amount of excitement rushing through my body, so you can imagine, was legendary. Now I do remember this looking a lot worse. I mean, because it really has aged kind of well. Like, granted, the pistol's got the classic little thumbtack sound, is what I like to think of it as. But it holds up. And this game holds up. And if we'd never gotten this, there'd been no reason to continue doing it. But it exploded so much in popularity that they did. And if you watched my Shino video, you'll know that the Sam storyline is all because of the fans as well. So they really bit off not more than they can chew, but more than I think they expected with this. Because it really was just a little side experiment. It was just something they were curious about. Because zombies wasn't anything Call of Duty had seen before. Like, this was new. And in my opinion, one of the best things to happen to the franchise. Don't get me wrong, I love not all the campaigns. I love most of the campaigns. There's very few of them I haven't beaten. Like, I haven't beaten Modern Warfare 2019's or Modern Warfare 2's, the new one. But other than that, I have beaten all of them, and they all are decent. Not all of them are home runs. Looking at you, Ghost. Just kidding. Ghost was okay. It's just the cliffhanger. I wonder if we'll ever come back to that. That's not the point. Zombies has come so far just from this. And like I said, this is nothing to write home about. It's cool. It's super fun. And like you guys know, I love the small maps. But it does feel kind of like a one-off, arcadey kind of thing. And I just, you know, it's just wild to me. Like, if I wish I would have been playing zombies when this dropped, because I would have loved to see the community growing from scratch. By the time I jumped in, you already had a decent community. Like, you already had people playing custom maps, and, you know, maybe I think custom maps were out back then. I don't remember. Maybe not. But regardless, you had people talking about zombies and looking forward to the next big thing. And, like, Easter eggs started rolling out. Like, this is really the catalyst for the entirety of it. Like, we wouldn't have anything that we have today without this. We wouldn't have Gobblegum. We wouldn't have Dr. Monty. We wouldn't have Richtofen. We wouldn't have any of it. And I think it's something that a lot of people don't think about when they play zombies now. I mean, there might be some, including myself, I think about it quite a bit, actually. Because the only reason I get it... That was odd. The only reason I get Call of Duties here and there is when they have zombies that look like it's gonna... I don't know why that keeps happening. That looks like it's going to be decent. Like, and sometimes even when it's not so decent, you can't judge a book by its cover. Like, one of my favorite zombies modes is Exo Zombies. And that is definitely pooped on by pretty much everybody. But I don't know, I have fun with it. I think it changes enough, but keeps enough the same. The cast is really cool. And that's another thing. We have gotten some phenomenal casts over the years. Like, the Alcatraz The Alcatraz crew is a phenomenal cast. The Call of the Dead crew is a phenomenal cast. And, you know, not ignoring the cast of Ultimus and Primus, Invictus, and yeah, even Chaos. Because even the main casts are done really well. And they all have story. And I think that's really important to a lot of people. Zombies has built such a huge community over the years. And I feel like, unfortunately, over the past couple of years, it's kind of been dwindling. And it's kind of been disappearing and fading. Because Zombies doesn't feel like it's been getting the same love that it used to. I think the last time I really saw love for Zombies was Black Ops 3. I know people enjoyed Black Ops 4, myself included, but it just, I don't know, it felt like it lost a spark after 3 that it used to have. Maybe that just might be because I'm getting older, but I don't know. I think that's why I've been going back to World at War Zombies so much, is because it still feels like it's that love, it's that spark, it's that enjoyment. Like, there was nothing you had to do besides survive. And to me, that feels more tense than solving a puzzle. Like, I love puzzles, but if I want them, I'm going to go play God of War, I'm going to go play Resident Evil. And I've beaten a few Easter eggs here and there, so, like, I mean, sometimes it can be worth it. In later games, you get Perkaholic, or you get a special weapon, or, I don't know, a mask, if we're talking about Revelations. But we'll get to that video in a little bit. But yeah, no, I think it's really important to remember that without Naught, we'd have none of it. And as basic as it is, it still holds a really special place in a lot of people's hearts. So, you know, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. If you're watching early on, have a good rest of your day. See you in the next one. And, you know, keep surviving, I guess.